You've done it all. You've written your desires in the present tense. You've glued together the vision board. You've repeated affirmations until your voice was shot. You've visualized with so much intensity you can practically smell the leather in that new car or feel the handshake that closes the deal. But when you open your eyes, nothing. Your reality hasn't budged. You look around, and everything is exactly the same as it was last week, last month, maybe even last year. And you're starting to feel that creeping sense of futility. It feels like you're shouting your dreams into a void that just doesn't care. You have to wonder, is this whole manifestation thing a joke? Is the law of attraction just a nice story? Am I doing something wrong? Agitation. That frustration is more than just a bummer, it's the single biggest thing blocking your success. It creates this toxic, corrosive energy. It's the energy of neediness, of desperation, and when you're in that space, you're not creating anymore, you're chasing. You're chasing love, chasing money, chasing success. You're running after your desires, and just like trying to catch a butterfly, the more frantically you grasp, the faster it flits away. Every time you look at your bank account and feel that pang of disappointment, you're energetically screaming, lack, into your world. Every time you scroll social media and feel a jab of envy, you're vibrating with, not enough. With every fiber of your being, you are confirming the very reality you're trying so hard to escape. The harder you try from a place of lack, the more lack you signal. The universe, which you can think of as an impartial mirror, simply reflects this state back to you, giving you more circumstances that make you feel needy, desperate, and stuck. The promise and pivot. But what if I told you the universe is listening? What if it's poised and ready, right now, to deliver everything you've ever asked for? It isn't waiting for you to ask prettier. It's not waiting for you to visualize harder or write a longer to-do list for it. It's waiting for you to do this one thing. And no, this isn't another technique to add to your pile. This is a fundamental, counterintuitive shift in your entire state of being. It's the master key that unlocks the door you've been pounding on. This is the mindset shift that separates those who struggle for years from those who seem to bend reality to their will. It is the secret that hides in plain sight. Section 1, reveal the one thing you must do. The one thing you must do is this, live in the reality of your success before it arrives. Pause and read that again. This is not, fake it, till you make it. That's a shallow interpretation that has led so many people astray. Faking it is putting on a performance for the outside world while, internally, you're still riddled with doubt. It's wearing a costume. The universe doesn't respond to your costume, it responds to who you are underneath. Living in the reality of your success is much deeper. It's about changing your internal identity. It's the process of embodying the emotional state, the core beliefs, and the fundamental assumptions of the person who already has * what you desire. It's an internal transformation that comes before the external one. You don't act as if, you become. Think about it, a person who is truly wealthy doesn't walk around thinking, I need to manifest more money. That thought is totally alien to them. They think about investments, opportunities, and the freedom their resources provide. A person in a secure, loving relationship isn't constantly affirming, I am worthy of love. They're living in that reality, feeling connected, cherished, and safe. Their thoughts and feelings flow from a state of having not wanting. This is the shift. You have to stop being the person who is trying to get something and start being the person who already has it. You have to generate the feeling of your wish fulfilled from within, without any external evidence to back it up. Section 2, the grounded science of inner reality. Before you write this off as pure mysticism, let's ground it in something your logical mind can grab onto. While the law of attraction is a philosophical belief, not a scientifically proven law, modern neuroscience gives us a fascinating look at what ancient mystics understood intuitively. This is about influencing your perception and behavior, which are very real, scientifically documented phenomena. First, let's talk about a part of your brain called the reticular activating system, RAS. Think of the RAS as a bouncer or a filter for the billions of bits of information hitting your senses every second. It's the reason why, when you decide you want to buy a specific car, you suddenly see that car everywhere. The cars were always there, but your RAS wasn't told to pay attention to them. Once you give it a clear target, it filters your reality to show you what you've decided is important. When you constantly focus on what you don't have, you're programming your RAS to find evidence of lack. You'll notice the bills, the rejections, the closed doors. But when you deliberately embody the feeling of success, you give your RAS a new target. You're telling it to find evidence of abundance, opportunity, and connection. Your perception of the world literally changes, not because the world itself has changed yet, but because you've changed the filter you're using to see it. Second, we have neuroplasticity. Your brain isn't static, it's constantly rewiring itself based on your thoughts and feelings. Each time you return to a specific emotional state, you strengthen the neural pathways associated with it. Worrying about money carves a deep worry pathway. Feeling doubt about love reinforces the doubt pathway. But when you commit to practicing the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you begin to build and strengthen new neural pathways. You are literally forging the neurological architecture of your future self. Over time, thinking from a state of success becomes your new default. This internal shift is what leads to different choices, different behaviors, and a different posture toward the world, which in turn creates different results. It's important to be clear. These psychological tools explain how your inner state powerfully influences your perception and actions. They don't prove that thoughts alone magically change physics. Some controversial studies, like those from the Princeton Pear Lab or certain Russian DNA research, have explored the direct influence of consciousness on reality, but these findings are not accepted by mainstream science and have been widely criticized for their methods. The real, verifiable magic happens when your internal transformation leads you to see and act in a completely new way. Section 3, the energetic principle of being now. Let's step into the metaphysical principle that is the philosophical heart of this belief system. Imagine the universe as an infinite field of energy, vibrating with every frequency imaginable. Every single possibility already exists in this field as a potential frequency, like millions of radio stations broadcasting 24/7. The reality where you're a successful entrepreneur exists. The reality where you're in vibrant health exists. Your feeling state, your core energy, is your radio tuner. If your tuner is locked on 98.7 FM, the frustration and lack station, you simply cannot hear the music playing on 105.1 FM, the abundance and joy station. It's not a punishment, it's just resonance. You can yell at the radio and beg it to play the song from the other station, but nothing will change until you turn the dial. This is why trying harder from a state of lack doesn't work. The universe isn't a stubborn parent you need to convince. Proponents of this philosophy believe it's an impartial law. It doesn't give you what you want, it gives you what you are. When you obsess over your desire not being here, you are broadcasting the signal of its absence. But when you do the inner work to generate the feeling of your wish fulfilled, when you tune yourself to the emotional frequency of that reality, you become a vibrational match. You've turned the dial. According to this belief, the reality that corresponds to that frequency must then flow into your experience. It's not a reward, it's a reflection. Section 4, a story of embodied reality. Let me tell you about a client of mine. We'll call her Sarah. Sarah was miserable, stuck in a soul-crushing finance job. Her passion was landscape photography, but it felt like a complete fantasy. For 2 years, Sarah did all the techniques. She had the vision board with epic mountains, wrote the affirmations, "I am a successful photographer." She visualized getting assignments, and for 2 years, crickets. Her affirmations felt like lies, and her desperation grew. Her energy was screaming, "Please, someone save me from this job." We uncovered the core issue. She was acting like someone who wanted to be a photographer, not someone who was one. I gave her a new assignment. For the next 30 days, she was forbidden from trying to get a photography career. Her only job was to be a photographer. The shift was incredible. She started waking up at 5 a.m. on weekends to catch the morning light, not to build a portfolio, but because that's what a passionate photographer does. She spent evenings studying editing, not to get ahead, but because she was obsessed with the craft. She started a blog sharing the stories behind her photos, expecting no readers, but doing it because she had something to say. She stopped talking about escaping her job and started talking about her latest shoot, the challenge of capturing a certain light, the joy of being in nature. Her entire energy changed from neediness to passion. She wasn't chasing a result, she was living in the process. About 6 weeks later, an old college acquaintance reached out. He was working for a new boutique hotel chain building eco-lodges. They needed authentic, soulful photography, not slick corporate shots. He had seen her work and the passion on her blog and knew she was the one. He told her, "I feel like you're already doing the work we need." She didn't chase the opportunity. Her new identity, her new state of being, drew it to her. The universe wasn't waiting for her to ask again, it was waiting for her to become the photographer. Section 5. The liberating paradox of letting go. This brings us to a huge, misunderstood concept: letting go. Most people think this means giving up on their desire. It's the exact opposite. True letting go is the natural result of fully embodying the end state. If you've done the inner work to feel and believe you are the person who has what you desire, the frantic, needy energy just dissolves. Why would you feel desperate for something you feel you already have on an energetic level? You wouldn't. The chase ends. This is the secret behind the paradox. When you stop looking, it finally arrives. You stop looking for it outside of yourself because you've successfully cultivated it inside. You let go of your attachment to the how and the when. You release that white-knuckle grip on the outcome because your sense of peace is no longer dependent on it. This surrender isn't passive, it's powerful. It signals the ultimate trust, saying, "I've done the internal work. I've become the person. I am broadcasting the correct frequency. I now trust that the reflection will appear in its own perfect timing and way." This release of resistance is what finally allows the door to swing open. Section 6. How to practice this one thing, starting today. Okay, this sounds good in theory, but how do you actually do it? This is an active, daily practice. Here are 3 practical ways to start living in the reality of your success. First, reinvent your morning routine with a morning embodiment practice. Before you touch your phone, spend 5-10 minutes embodying your future self. Don't just visualize things. Ask, what is the dominant feeling of the person I wish to be? Freedom, peace, confidence, joy. Your job is to generate that feeling in your body right now, for no reason. Feel the expansiveness of freedom in your chest. Anchor that feeling. It's not about seeing a picture, it's about changing your body's chemistry. Second, switch up your journaling. Stop writing lists of wants. Instead, create an evidence log. Get a notebook and dedicate it to collecting every single piece of proof, no matter how small, that your new reality is unfolding. Did someone give you a compliment? Evidence of becoming more magnetic. Found $1 on the street? Evidence of abundance finding you. Did a business idea pop into your head? Evidence of aligning with creative solutions. This trains your reticular activating system to hunt for proof of your success, not proof of your failure. Third, reframe your affirmations. Most affirmations, like, "I will be wealthy," reinforce the fact that you aren't wealthy now. You have to speak from the end. Instead of, "I want to find a soulmate," try, "I love how supported and cherished I feel in my relationship." Instead of, "I will get my dream job," shift to, "I feel so grateful for the creative, fulfilling work I do." Feel the emotion behind the statement. You're not lying. You're declaring the emotional state you are choosing to inhabit now. If this shift from wanting to being is starting to click for you, and you want to go deeper into mastering your inner world, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. We're moving beyond surface level tricks and into the very engine of reality creation. Section 7. Avoiding the common pitfalls. First is confusing embodiment with faking it. Faking it is a brittle, external performance. Embodiment is a genuine, internal state. Some days, you won't feel it. On those days, don't fake happiness. The goal isn't to be high vibe 24/7. That's exhausting. The goal is to be resilient. When you feel doubt, acknowledge it without judgment. Then, gently guide yourself back to your chosen state. The practice isn't about never falling off. It's about how quickly you get back on. The second pitfall is getting discouraged by your current 3D reality. You'll start this practice, and for a day, a week, maybe longer, everything outside will look the same. Your brain will scream, "See, it's not working." This is the test. You must have more faith in the unseen reality you are building within than in the temporary reality you see without. Persist in the feeling of the wish fulfilled even when your senses disagree. That persistence is what causes your behavior and perceptions to shift for good. Finally, and this is critical, approach this with wisdom. This philosophy is not about blaming yourself for tragedies, systemic challenges, or things outside your control. The popular law of attraction has been rightly criticized for suggesting individuals are solely responsible for every misfortune, which can be a deeply harmful and invalidating viewpoint. Let's be clear, this is not about having godlike control over all external events. It is about taking radical, empowered responsibility for your internal world, your focus, feelings, beliefs, and responses. It's about mastering yourself, which in turn profoundly influences how you experience and interact with the world around you. So, we come back to the beginning. The universe is waiting, not for another plea or another visualization born of desperation. It's waiting for a sign from you. It's waiting for you to become the person you wish to be, from the inside out. To stop acting like a candidate for the life you want and start embodying the energy of the person living it. It's a shift from asking to renouncing, from wanting to being. Stop waiting for the world to give you permission to feel wealthy, loved, or successful. You have to be the one to generate those feelings first. Your inner world of thought and feeling is the blueprint you give your brain. Your brain, in turn, will guide your actions and filter your perceptions to build whatever blueprint you give it. Do this one thing. Dare to live in the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Dare to become, on the inside, the person you've always dreamed of being. Give the universe the only sign it's waiting for, and then watch what happens.